So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K24 Next Gen. And in today's video, we have the New Orleans Pelicans. I think it's a fair assessment to say that the Pelicans have a relatively talented team. Now, obviously, looking at this perspective in real life, the biggest question for this team and for this roster is, can Zion Williamson stay healthy? If he's healthy, it completely changes things. He plays, I don't know, maybe 55, 60, 65 games. This is 100% a playoff team, in my opinion. Last year, they won 42 games. Obviously, Zion really didn't play a ton, and they didn't end up actually making the playoffs. So for me, that is the big question for this team, like I'm sure it is for so many other people. And obviously, our goal today is to bring this city and this franchise a championship. And as always, let me know down below in the comments section what team you want me to rebuild next. I'll read you off the list real quick. It is the Sixers, the Wizards, the Hornets. That's the East, and in the West, we just have the Rockets and the Spurs left. So obviously, you can probably figure out why I've been waiting to do the Sixers. It's because I know the second I do a Sixers rebuild, James Harden's getting traded immediately, like the day after, if not that night. So that's why I've been waiting to do a Sixers rebuild, but it looks like, or appears anyways, that they're trending more and more till the possibility that James Harden, at least on the Sixers, to start the year. So hopefully you understand where I'm coming from there. Let me know which team you want me to do next. All right, man, that is it for the intro. Well, let's get into this Pelicans rebuild. I think it's safe to say that one of the biggest things we have going for us in today's rebuild is the fact that it is unrealistic, and that means I play with injuries off. So Zion will be playing 82 games, and so will everybody else. So let's jump into this roster. As I mentioned, I am a pretty big fan of this roster. I think it is a relatively kind of talented team. So CJ McCollum is 32. He's an 84 overall. We all know how much he regresses in 2K. It's been happening for years, whether it's kind of deserved or not. There's a whole list of probably 5, 10, 15 players that 2K just regresses the shit out of for pretty much no reason. I think CJ's pretty fairly up on that list. It is what it is, something you got to deal with. Jose Alvarado is here. He's 25 years old on a very team-friendly contract, I will say, for a 76 overall. Definitely a really solid backup point guard options. Now, there are two young pieces here in Jordan Hawkins and Kira Lewis Jr. that definitely have some potential. So I don't want to rule these guys out completely, but obviously they're not two of the higher overalls at the point guard spot. I'm not going to be playing 4 point guard, so we'll figure something out there. Small forward shooting guard spot. Herb Jones locked up an extension this offseason. I believe it was an extension that really wasn't needed yet. I believe, if my math is correct, my memory is correct, that he still had another year of team control. And I think they kind of mutually agreed to lock him in on an extension. Now, this is one of those extensions that works for both sides pretty much, because you got to understand, Herb Jones, if he has, God forbid, some massive injury this year, maybe the Pelicans don't give him money like this, or if he plays like shit, or whatever the situation is. On the flip side of that, if he plays super well, Pelicans obviously have him on a really good deal. This is kind of an Atlanta Braves-esque contract. I don't know if any of you get that reference. Dyson Daniels is here. He is 20 years old, was the 8th overall pick in the 2022 draft. It was not exactly an overwhelmingly good rookie season. We'll see how much he can develop for us here today. Brandon Ingram, I feel like an 85 overall is a little bit disrespectful. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say Brandon Ingram should be, a 90 plus, but 87, 88 feels a little bit more appropriate for a year like that last season. That's just my opinion, though. Najee Marshall's 25 is a solid depth piece. Malcolm Hill, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know much about. Obviously, Zion, former number 1 overall pick back in the 2019 draft. Yeah, I mean, he's just obviously incredible. I mean, one of the most entertaining players to actually watch when fully healthy, which he will be today. Trey Murphy III is here. Pretty decent overall for a 23-year-old. Good depth piece. EJ Liddell. We'll see. I mean, maybe he can get some minutes at some point. I probably kind of doubt it, though. Jonas Valanciunas, good veteran center, 83 overall at 31 years old. Hopefully, if that overall doesn't go down, he can be here. Obviously, $15 million a year kind of feels like a bargain in today's NBA for an 83 overall. So we'll figure it out. Larry Nance Jr. and then Cody Zeller. All right. We might have 1 or 2 trades just to solidify some backup spots. Nothing major here for year 1, though. We're making a pretty decently sized trade with the Golden State Warriors. It's not a blockbuster or anything like that, but here's what it's going to look like. Najee Marshall, Kira Lewis Jr., and a future second-round pick going to Golden State for Kevon Looney and Rodney McGruder. Now, obviously, this deal is for Kevon Looney. Really going to beef up our backup center spot. No disrespect to Cody Zeller or Larry Nance Jr., but Kevon Looney's very good, and he's an NBA champion. Just want to put that out there. My reasoning for this, Najee Marshall, obviously an expiring deal. He's 25. I don't know. He's not the best backup in the world. And Kira Lewis Jr. is the 4th point guard on the depth chart. He's also expiring. I'm just going to move on. Looney's locked up on a multi-year deal. So, feels like a home run. We solidify that backup center spot. We now have to find ourselves a new backup small forward. And our final deal before we do start simming year 1 is going to come here with Portland. We're sending Larry Nance Jr. and Cody Zeller over there, and Matisse Thybulle and Jabari Walker are going to come back here to New Orleans. Now, Matisse Thybulle obviously is going to be more of a defensive-minded backup small forward, slightly different than Brandon Ingram. Can you just imagine Thybulle and Herb Jones out there together? Scary-ass defense. So he's going to be our new small forward, again, on a multi-year deal, going to be beneficial towards us in the offseason. So that's probably it for trades. In terms of other roster moves, I sent Jordan Hawkins down to the G League. Probably spend year 1 down there. I mean, again, it is a little strange, I will say, to send a 14th overall pick down to the G League in year 1, but on a team that's pretty good, like we are, I don't think it's the craziest move in the world. So hopefully he develops well down there. McCollum and Alvarado will be our 2 point guards. Herb Jones, Dyson Daniels, and then, yeah, I mean, I doubt I can really get much for, like, Rodney McGruder, but, I mean, if anybody wants to give me a draft pick, I would be happy. Actually, is Conchar on a multi-year deal? I think he is. Because if he is, he's a trade piece for me. He is. That's not a great contract, but it's a trade piece this offseason. So I'm taking it. I am taking it. And then other than that, I do not have much. Let's set this rotation. I'm going to come out and say it. I think this is a playoff team, especially with no injuries on. Everybody's playing 82 games. It feels like we have the right formula for success. So we'll see. CJ McCollum, Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Jonas Valanciunas. Really no surprises in that starting 5. Alvarado's going to be my 6th man off the bench. I do not like big men as 6th man. You guys probably all know this, but yes, I know he's not the highest overall. Followed by Kevon Looney, Trey Murphy III, Matisse Thybulle, and Dyson Daniels. So it's a decent team. I mean, again, I think it has playoff potential. I stand by that statement. So I'll see you guys at the end of year 1. Heck of a first season for us here in New Orleans. We won 55 games. That is obviously going to be a playoff spot, and I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm not going to lie to you guys. These awards year 1 are always the same. We all know who's going to win what. It's almost like frustrating. Like, why can't you just switch it up? Like, we like to see some different players in there. I don't know. It's just me. All right, let's take a look at things. We are actually the 2 seed here in the Western Conference. I mean, it's great. I mean, you see what happens when everybody stays healthy. It's a very, very talented team. We're actually tied. Well, actually, not tied, but we had the 2nd best record in the league, but you know, there were 3 teams with 57 wins. You get what I'm saying. All right, here are the numbers on the year in terms of points per game. Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, Valanciunas, Alvarado off the bench. A little bit of a spark plug. You like to see that. Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Kevon Looney, Matisse Thybulle, Dyson Daniels. Rebounds per game going to be Valanciunas, and assists with CJ McCollum. So we are obviously going to be facing a play-in team, and it is going to be the 7-seeded Phoenix Suns. Not the easiest first-round matchup. I will say Beal and Booker, Josh Okogie, Kevin Durant, Yusuf Nurkic, you got Bol Bol, Drew Eubanks, Eric Gordon. I want to give a lot of credit to the Suns. They did a relatively good job. I will say relatively. I'm not going to say it's amazing, but for what they had, I think they did a relatively good job building out their bench. I think they have some pretty good depth now. I stand by that. Lakers here in round 2. Obviously, former New Orleans Pelican Anthony Davis, and yeah, I mean, obviously this is a very, very talented team, so I'm a little bit scared, but I like our chances. I do. We're 1-1 right now. We go up 2-1 here, up 3-1. We win both games in LA, and that is a win in 5. Wow. Moving on to the Golden State Warriors here in the Western Conference Finals. It is, you know, we've seen it time in and time again through these rebuilds in 2K24. The Warriors are very good, especially in year 1, and they tend to make it to the finals. So I'd like to see if we can change that narrative today. We are currently 2-2 with them right now. We go up 3-2, and we are in the finals in year 1. Look at us. Zion Williamson playing out of his fucking mind. Look at Joel Embiid getting out of the 2nd round. Hell yeah, baby. Okay. All right. Here's a look at the Sixers. Obviously, James Harden is still here in, you know, this world right now. Embiid, you got Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris. I mean, they're a good team. They're a very solid group. And can we beat them? We're down 2-1 at this moment. We're down 3-1. Ah, man. Yeah. Can we fight back a little bit? Come on. Come on. Give me a little something here. Show a little fight, a little resilience. Thank you. Let's have some balls. There we go. That's what I'm talking about right there. We're going back, I think, to New Orleans here. Yes, we are. For a game 6 on our home floor. And can we pull them off here from, oh no. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Fight. 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 Fuck. Fuck. Fuck me, dude. That sucks. All right. Good to see Embiid get a Finals MVP. That's just still a big kick in the balls right there. Hall of Fame, LeBron. Oh, really? That's a surprise. All right, draft lottery. I don't think we're going to have any picks. I know we have the Lakers first this year, and I know we have our first this year, but I don't think, we face the Lakers, dumbass. Obviously, they're not in the lottery. All right, cool. Staff signing right now. Oh, my, Willie Green. Those are pretty tough. I don't know if I can sell myself on ratings like that going into a season where we were just in the finals. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if we have, a better head coach, maybe we win. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to look at a different. It's very, very hard to fire a head coach who just made led your team to the finals, except for, the Celtics and Ime Udoka, but that was a little bit different. But I think this would be a fun video to go out and get Jacob Underwood. I've gotten him a few times recently. Taylor Jenkins is also here. Not a bad pickup. I almost think Taylor Jenkins is a little more well-rounded than Underwood. That potential's not there, but you know what? Yeah, I'm just going to go with Underwood. I win a lot with Jacob Underwood, and he's not the overpowered cheat code that Mike Stauffer is. I know some people get their panties in a twist sometimes when I get Stauffer too much, so I'm trying to switch it up a little bit. Have a little bit, switch it up. That's what I'll say. That's what I will say. All right, we're up to the draft. We have 25, 26, and 27. All right, that's obviously not going to be anybody that's going to benefit this team too much, and in all likelihood, that's going to result in a trade. So let's find that. We just pulled off a big-ass trade with Cleveland, and we picked up Darius Garland. So some people might be a little bit mad about this trade. Now we can see the full picture. CJ McCollum, Jordan Hawkins, Jabari Walker. I think those were the 2 first-round picks from this year, one from the Lakers, one from the Bucks, and then our unprotected first next year. Darius Garland sometimes wins MVPs in this game. I'm not going to lose sleep over giving up like the 24th and 25th pick. Again, it would have been nice to maybe see Jordan Hawkins play and develop a little bit. Jose Alvarado just played great for us. I don't need a third point guard. He's a trade piece. Jabari Walker was never going to play. And we were just in the finals. Our first round pick's not going to be valuable next year. But I know CJ McCollum is obviously a big piece to lose, but unfortunately, he just regresses so much. It's literally hard to kind of argue that I should probably keep him. So now we have Darius Garland. He's 24. I think he's a couple overalls higher than McCollum. And obviously he progresses very well and sometimes even wins MVPs. Not saying that's going to happen today, but I'm sure we've all seen it before. So I'm very happy with that move we just made right there. We are just going to trade away the 27th overall pick. Again, it's not really something I need. And we have 2 offers. We don't have any seconds. Anybody here? Like anybody here I just don't need. Like anybody want John Conchar? Can I get a draft pick? Thank you very much, Clippers. God damn. All right, so we're going to skip over this draft right now. Let's head up to team player options. Dyson Daniels will be coming back. I'm not overly impressed with him. I think there's an avenue that I might look to move him. I believe Valanciunas is a free agent. Yeah, he is. So he's also somebody that I know can definitely regress, and he's okay. The game is going to let me bring him back. He wants about $20 million AAV. I mean, that's not terrible. I can definitely pay that. Everybody else pretty much free to go at this point. We might have 1 or 2 more trades. Not going to be anything too crazy, but maybe solidify the bench a little bit more. So I almost made this deal with the Celtics. I almost picked up Derek White. Why Dyson Daniels has 3 stars in trade value, I have no idea. I get he's 21. I get he's on a rookie contract, but what sort of promise or potential have you really seen here? I mean, I know I didn't really give him a ton of minutes, but for me, I don't know. So Derek White would have been awesome, but then I saw this trade over here with the Houston Rockets. Alperen Sengun coming off a year of 15, 10, and 5. He was almost 57% from the field, 34% from 3 for a guy who's 7 feet tall. I mean, you like it to be higher anyways, but I can live with that. So we're going to make this trade. I know we just brought back Valanciunas. Valanciunas is going to move to the bench now. So Dyson Daniels, Matisse Thybulle on their way out. Alperen Sengun, Jock Londale on their way in. Means Kevon Looney's time here is probably coming to an end. I'm going to have Valanciunas off the bench. Sengun is going to be starting. So Kevon Looney now is probably going to be traded. We obviously have to find ourselves a new small forward and a new backup shooting guard. So Kevon Looney can probably get me one of those combined in a trade with Jock Londale. And I'm just looking now for kind of, whoa, Jesus. How many centers do we need? Yeah, I mean, I'm looking kind of small forward, shooting guard, maybe some. Jesus, that's a lot of centers. Jaden Hardy is here. 18. Oh my God. Yeah, that might be my trade right there. That's going to be my trade. All righty, thank you very much, Dallas. We're also picking up Rashawn Holmes. If I can get a draft pick for him, I'll probably take it. I just want to look at the small forward options available here. Yeah, they're not great. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Alec Burks is 33, Josh Richardson 30, Sumner. I'm going to sign Alec Burks. He's a little old. It's probably going to be our 10th man on the bench, but he's 6'6". Maybe going to go to our backup small forward spot. So I am going to now go ahead and find some sort of trade for Rashawn Holmes. He's an expiring deal. I don't really need him, to be honest with you. So thank you very much, Brooklyn Nets. All right. Wow. What an offseason. I'm excited. I'll see you guys at the start of year number 2. We made it all the way to the finals last year. Maybe a bit of a Cinderella run, even though we were a 2 seed. We lost in 6 games, but we decided this team was not good enough. We found a new head coach in Jacob Underwood, and we found 2 new starters and basically an entirely new bench. I'm really excited about kind of the premise of this team moving forward. Darius Garland's up to a 91 overall. I hate to say it, I have to imagine CJ McCollum's probably around an 82 right now. So I'm feeling very, very good about that deal right there. He's obviously our new starting point guard. I'm a little bit disappointed to see Herb Jones not really going up a ton in overall. Obviously, he's not going to be scoring at an elite level or anything like that, especially with some of the new guys I brought in, but still want to see that overall tick up a few. Brandon Ingram's up to an 86. Zion at a 94. Alperen Şengün, our new starting center, an 84. Jaden Hardy's not the highest overall coming off the bench, but he just came off a year of averaging nearly 19 points. He's going to be my sixth man off the bench, followed by Jonas Valanciunas, Trey Murphy III, newly acquired Alec Burks, and Jose Alvarado, who went from 6th man to 10th man. I do feel pretty bad, but this bench has gotten a lot better, so it sucks. It is what it is, though. So, man, I'm excited. This is a championship team right here. That's a fact. I'll see you guys at the end of the year. Almost said 3. Year number 2. Heck of a second season here in New Orleans. We win 65 games this year. I believe, if my memory is correct, that's 10 better than last year. I don't know that for a fact. Don't quote me. Luka Doncic, first career MVP. It's an impressive year. Ron Holland's your rookie of the year. He's in Indiana. Amen Thompson, 6th man. Giannis is your depoy. Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox. Jacob Underwood, coach of the year. You truly do love to see it. All right, let's get into the playoffs. You can see there we're the 1 seed. We are, 16 games up on the Thunder and 10 games up on the Cavs for the best record in all of basketball. Here's a look at the breakdown for the numbers. I almost said Zion. Zion Williamson, Darius Garland, Brandon Ingram. 3 guys over 20-plus points per game is great. I did not expect Jaden Hardy to average 19 off of our bench, but, 12 is great. Şengün, Valanciunas, Jones, Murphy, Burks, Alvarado. Rebounds is going to be Şengün, and assist is Darius Garland. Double-digit assists. You love to see it. All right, Warriors round 1. We beat him in the West Finals last year. Russell Westbrook is now a Golden State Warrior. Can you imagine Russ and Draymond Green on the same team? Holy shit. All right, man, let's get through this. I mean, no disrespect to the Warriors at this point. They're probably getting a little old. That is a sweep. Moving on to Dallas. Luka obviously just won an MVP. Kyrie Irving here. Josh Green's developing nicely. New addition of Caleb Martin. We traded them Kevon Looney, obviously. So some pretty good pieces around Luka and Kyrie. 1-1 with them here in the West semis. We go down 2-1. Hang on a damn minute. All right. I'm not feeling good about that. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. Zion was good. I mean, I don't know. Nobody necessarily played like shit. I mean, I'd like a few more points out of Garland, but he's still double-digit assists, 42% from field. Jesus, Zion. Yeah, I mean, nobody played like absolute dog shit. I mean, maybe Herb Jones a little, but I don't know. I thought this team was good enough. Who the fuck's beating that? You could put fucking Thanos out there. I don't know if he's beating him. Good Lord. Cavs sweep. Yeah, no, this game makes total sense. All right, man. Let's get into the final offseason. Obviously, Chris Paul went back to the Clippers for his final year. That's cool. Obviously, we're going to have some, decisions to make, some things to do. Draft lottery time. And I know how hypocritical it's going to be that I'm not going to fire Jacob Underwood, because we actually got further in year 1 than with Willie Green than we did in year 2. I get it. We're projected to have that Milwaukee pick at number 10, and it's sitting there at 10. So the 10th overall pick's definitely not nothing. It's going to be a valuable draft asset, and Jacob Underwood's going to stay. I still think he's a good head coach. Maybe he's not the best head coach, but I'm going to stand by him. He just won a coach of the year. I know you can make the same argument. You fired your coach year 1 when he took you to the finals. I know. I'm a hypocrite, but I like Jacob Underwood. All right, 10th overall pick, and a trade's probably coming. We're going to work on a deal here with Philadelphia. I don't necessarily think I have to make a significant upgrade at my shooting guard spot for this team to win it all, but I don't think it's going to hurt on the flip side. So I'm doing this deal for a couple of reasons, or at least attempting to. Jonas Valanciunas, his overall is going to go down. He's going to be roughly a 79 overall if I had to guess at the start of year 3. Burks, you can kind of say the same thing, but at the end of the day, he's just a bench piece. And obviously the 10th overall pick provides me nothing in a hopeful championship season. So how about it, Philadelphia? Let's just go ahead and take whatever draft picks you want. It's the final year. I cannot take them with me, so just have them. Thank you very much. All right. My one goal on top of this was to not trade away Herb Jones. I want him to stay. In all likelihood, he's going to move to the backup small forward spot and back up Brandon Ingram. So we have our new backup small forward. Obviously excited to have Tyrese Maxey here as well. And I'm feeling pretty good. I'm still a little disappointed because that team arguably could have won it all last year. I mean, most wins in the league, you're always in the mix. So it is what it is. We live and we learn. So team player options, EJ Liddell. I mean, yeah, sure, I guess. Qualifying, Hardy, Murphy, Şengün. Yeah, I want all of them back. They're all very important pieces of this team. So, and Brandon Ingram. Well, shit. Let's make sure we start out with him. He's number 1. Other than that, I want to get Şengün back. Cannot risk losing him. And then finally, Jaden Hardy is definitely important. So We get them all back. Cool. Do not renounce Alvarado. Do not renounce Trey Murphy, Malachi Flynn. Take a hike, pal. Other than that, we will wait on Alvarado and Murphy. And, yeah, I think we should be good. I might even find a Jose Alvarado upgrade. Trey Murphy wants 15 million AAV. Good lord. All right, but we got all 5 of those guys back. Obviously very important. And at this point in time, we do need to figure out our new backup center because we do not really have one right now. And, oh, my... Wait. What? Didn't I just trade Kevon Looney? Oh, no, that was last. I'm fucking stupid. All right, well, let's bring back Kevon Looney. Yeah, I mean, he's only 29. I was like, did I just trade him? No. Kevon Looney's now going to be back returning as our backup center. And I wouldn't mind maybe looking for an upgrade at the backup point guard spot. Alvarado has been solid for us, but honestly, if I can look for like an 80-plus overall heading into the final year, I am definitely going to do so. So let's see what we can find. We just gave up 4 draft picks for our backup point guard that's likely playing less than 10 minutes a night or 10 minutes, but it's the final year. So went ahead and picked up Isaiah Collier. If it wasn't the final year, I'm never giving up that many assets, but it is, and this team is just a fucking god squad at this point. So I'll see you guys at the start of the final year. Last year, we came up short once again. We decided it was not good enough. We went ahead and made some changes to this team, and they're changes that I am very, very excited about. So, in terms of the starting 5, we have a new shooting guard here in Tyrese Maxey. Obviously, Darius Garland played very well for us. He'll remain our starting point guard. You got Ingram, Williamson, and Şengün here, 3 through 5. Bench unit will now be led by Isaiah Collier. Honestly, I thought he was going to be playing like 10, 12, 15 minutes a night, but no, he developed up to an 83, and I didn't even realize how good of a rookie year he had. So, yeah, welcome. He's going to be our 6th man. Followed by Herb Jones, Jaden Hardy, Trey Murphy III, and Kevon Looney. I mean, just an absolutely insane team. We won, what, 65 games last year? I think so. So I'm hoping for more than that. I'll see you guys at the end of year 3. Safe to say it was a good regular season. We won 77 games, obviously an NBA record, but you know what? Who gives a shit? We haven't won the finals yet. So let's get into it. Nikola Jokic, Cooper Flagg, Trae Young, Triple J, Stephon Cassell, Luka Doncic, Jacob Underwood. All high and mighty. Can you imagine losing 5 games? What the hell would your ticket prices look like? Oh my God. 31 games. Oh my God, that's fucking crazy. All right, I mean, we should be cakewalking our way to a championship. I don't really care who did what. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double-digit scores. How many points a game did we score? I mean, what the fuck? We scored, dude, it was like 128. This game has a new fucking menu, new buttons every year. It's annoying. All right, this team is good. James Harden is now here. Nikola Vucevic, how old is James Harden? Jesus Christ. I think this should be a sweep, probably. Thank you. Jesus. All right, Thunder here, and yeah, I mean, they're good. I'll say it every video. I do not understand why Josh Giddey is always let go by this team. I should just try to sign him in free agency, but knowing my luck, if I tried to sign him, they'd probably match it. We sweep. We're on to the West Finals, taking on the Houston Rockets. I mean, what in the everlasting fuck is this group of guys doing here? I mean, there's just no way. All right, we are going to be taking on Darius Garland's old team and the defending champions here in the Cleveland Cavaliers. Marco Jackson. All right, Justin Edwards, Donovan Mitchell's gone. There's just no fucking way. I mean, what? What? Yeah, no way. That is a gentleman's sweep, and Zion Williamson is your finals MVP. All right, man, that team was fucking insane. I probably shouldn't have waited so long to do a Pelicans rebuild. Just nobody asked for one, so yeah, I waited. I'm sorry. I hope you guys enjoyed, though. I had a lot of fun with this one. This was a sick-ass team, and I wish you could make teams like this in every video. But we can't, but we try our best. So hopefully you guys still enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below. That would obviously be awesome. Of course, you guys are new around here. Hit that sub button. We'd love to have you here in our wonderful community. Other than that, man, that is it for me. That pretty much wraps this one up. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.